Hello, my collective. Let's go ahead and see your advice from heaven. Go ahead and connect into your loved ones, see what they have to say for you. Those who celebrate, happy Thanksgiving. Today is my last day of my Thanksgiving sale, so if you are interested in booking a personal with me, now would be the time to do so. Use code Thanksgiving at checkout. This is a collective message, so please take it as it resonates. We will kind of pull some messages from them as well, but we're just going to kind of see what is your loved one's advice. Like, what's some advice from heaven that we can get for my collective? Let's go ahead and pull 3 cards. What does my collective need to hear from their loved one? What's the pieces of advice that they're trying to give as of right now? Let's go ahead and see what's the advice from heaven. Let's pull 3 cards. All right, we have coming forward, we have do something kind for someone without any expectation. I'm going to say with this, for some reason I was thinking right before the reading and then this kind of came out. What I'm going to say is this could be where it's like, don't scoop down to other people's levels, okay? This could be definitely do something kind for others without any expectation of something in return. But I feel that's kind of maybe who you are very naturally, where it's like, you are somebody who is very kind, or you're somebody who's very empathetic, you're somebody who's very understanding, and they see it for what it is, okay? This person in heaven, they're like, I see it for what it is. I know that you are kind. I know that you are loving, and you're kind of just thinking about, you know what? Screw it. If this person can't do this for me, if this situation isn't doing it for me, like, I'm going to take a step away. I'm just not going to be in this because I'm tired of being of this energy, right? And I'm one who's like, you know, I've been kind and this isn't going my way. Like, this person still isn't respecting me. This person isn't whatever. To me, it's like, don't scoop down to other people's levels. If you need to take a step back, please feel free to do so. But don't feel like you have to reciprocate that negative energy, because that is not who you are. Remain in that sense of kindness, because that is who you are, okay? When you find something that excites you, go in all the way, enjoy the ride. And then we have speak up and speak out, let your voice be heard. I love that this is coming forward with this, because I definitely was just saying, I'm like, don't scoop down to somebody's level in a negative way, okay? Do not scoop down in a negative way. If something is upsetting you, feel free to vocalize it. But again, do it in a very empathic way of who you are as a person. If somebody did something to you, I just feel like there's a sense here where it's like, don't retaliate in that sense of negativity. Can you? I feel you probably could. And it's like, you know, the human logic, we're like, you know, screw them. They deserve what they're dishing out, somebody to finally give it back to them. But that's not who you are. Don't allow your energy to go into that lower vibration because somebody wants to make you of that energy. But don't be afraid to kind of speak out, like, hey, this is hurting me. Hey, I don't enjoy this energy in some way, shape, or form, okay? I do feel like it's like, I want you to kind of really focus in on what it is you're trying to attract. And to me, this could go more into maybe a job place, a friend, a family, a romance when it comes into this situation where it's like, don't be afraid to find your backbone, but don't allow that negative energy to affect you so much so, because that's not who you are. Your vibration is always up here. Don't lower it for somebody else. Don't allow them to get that benefit of the doubt, okay? I do feel like it's time for you to kind of really and kind of step into the sense of having a backbone, or not being like the doormat when it comes into certain people. And I think maybe for a long time you could have been quieter, or it's like, it's time for you to find this backbone, and that's what this person is saying. And it's time for you to be like happy about some situations, or feel that reciprocated love, that reciprocated energy that you can give into something. It's time for you to get that reciprocated back to you, okay? In a workplace, and a friend, and a family, and a romance, it is time for you to feel reciprocated when it comes to some sort of energy. Let's go ahead and pull one piece of advice for my collective. Let's see. Oh, yours wanted to fall on out. We have patience. Okay. I think that whatever this is, I think your loved one is saying, like, have patience with the situation. If you cannot react in a way where it's like, you know that you're going to kind of go off on this person, you know you're going to kind of have a bad reaction, have patience, give yourself some grace, take your step back, have yourself a moment, okay? Because again, don't lower yourself. That to me is very clear. It's like, don't lower yourself. You're not of that energy. You're not of that negativity. You're not somebody who would go out of your way to, you know, make somebody's day ruined as maybe somebody else was. That's just not who you are. You're not somebody to purposely try to hurt somebody's feelings. That's just, again, not who you are. So don't be of that energy, okay? Be very patient when it comes into some things. Good things are happening to you. If you're kind of waiting for something, it's like, I want this to be seen. Why is my good karma not happening yet? Because I've been peaceful, I've been calm, I've been trying to protect the peace, I've been quiet for too long. Why is this not being resolved? Be patient on this, but also have some patience when it comes to a situation, okay? Let's go ahead and pull a couple cards. We're just going to pull some angel messages. I love pulling angel messages when we connect in with some loved ones. So let's see. What's your angel messages from this loved one? All right, we have empowerment. Yeah, it's definitely time for you to find your backbone, okay? Stand in your power, embrace that. And I think that's going to bring you a lot of positivity in some way, shape, or form, because we have prosperity, we have shift coming forward, and then we have some clarity. I definitely feel that this person will kind of take, maybe in some way, shape, or form, they might not take it positively right away, but I think that, and I say this to sometimes when I'm doing readings for people, is like, sometimes it's time for you to kind of stand in your power. It's time for you to find your backbone, and it's time to stop being that source for everyone else, where it's like you consistently feed out into others. If you are somebody who is always doing for others, and it's like when you want to rely on somebody else, they're just not reliable, it's time for you to stop being so reliable when it comes into this person. If you don't have it, you're not giving it, okay? And some people might view you as being selfish in that moment. Even though you're not being selfish, you're finally just choosing yourself. You're finally just kind of choosing your own energy when it comes into situations. You're finally choosing yourself, and sometimes that can be viewed as selfish. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not in a bad way, okay? Because you're not a selfish person, and this loved one is making it very clear you are not a selfish person whatsoever, just with this coming forward. But somebody could view you as being selfish because you're finally collecting your pieces and not giving out that extra that you have, or it's like, giving without kind of giving to yourself first. And once you decide to stand in your power, I feel like it kind of brings you a very big positive shift in certain ways, and it gives you some clarities about some people. Now, this could be where it's like, give it some time, give it some patience, where this person might have a bad reaction in some way, shape, or form, but it doesn't mean that's where they're going to stay, okay? For others of you, it's like, okay, because you stood up for yourself, situations start to change. Maybe you distance yourself from certain people, certain situations, and finally some good connections, good relationships, or maybe, again, workplace, whatever this is. It's like those things finally start to happen for you because you're putting your foot down. I'm no longer a doormat, okay? We have 898, 808, 565, and 543. So 5s, 9s, 8s, 0s could be very significant. Any of these numbers could be significant to you. You could ask for confirmation after this reading to kind of repeat these numbers for you as well. But there's something definitely here about like standing your power, and things will start to change. And don't expect it to happen right away, but it's like give it some time and you're going to start to see it. Okay, good things come. Flowers don't bloom overnight. I heard that, okay? Let's go ahead and pull some tarot. Let's pull some tarot. We're just going to pull 4 tarot cards from this loved one when it comes into this situation, because that's clear as day. It's time to stand in your power. 4 cards for my collective. Yeah, there needs to be a conversation had here, okay? And not in a bad way, but I definitely feel this could be where it's like it's time for you to speak up for yourself. It's been a long time coming. With this coming forward, it's been a long time coming. This could be, you could be a parent. And it's like having a conversation with kids, or it's like it's time for you to speak up, and you're going to feel very rooted in that. You're going to start to see some things kind of pay off. Like you're going to start to see that shift with that 7 of Pentacles coming forward and that Queen of Cups. Yeah, I definitely feel it's time for your emotions to be heard in some way, shape, or form. It's time for your emotions to be heard. This could be towards your children or somebody. It's like you view them as a child, or it's like you have those people where it's like they're your extra child, even though they're not your child, or they're not like in that sense, but you call them that because you're always doing or whatever. It's time for you to really claim your power back when it comes into this person, though. Yeah, a conversation. That's clear here because we have the Judgment. We also have the Page of Swords, which could be like a long time coming. This could also be where it's like, take a moment away, because if you say something right now, you're going to feel a little, maybe you're not bringing it forward effectively. But that could also reference conversation. So there's definitely, yeah, because here's some conflict. I definitely want to say it's time for you to stand in your power, but in a positive way. Do not scoop to their level, because you are not of that negative energy. That is very clear to me. Whoever is watching this reading, whoever this resonates with, are not of that lower vibration. Do not scoop to their negativity. Really stand in your power. Do not let somebody use you as a doormat anymore. Do not allow this emotions, like somebody to disregard your emotion in some way, shape, or form. I do feel like this has been, like, again, a while maybe, where it's like this has been something that you've been kind of maybe already putting off having this conversation because you're worried about how this person is going to take it. For some of you, this is going to resolve some issues between the two of you in general. And it's like, you maybe, again, like you've already been putting this off, but for some of you this is going to resolve the issues between you already and bring you into a place of peacefulness. For others of you, this could be where it's like, when you decide to speak up for yourself, spirit is really, your loved ones or spirit is kind of like, okay, now it's time for the shift, where it's like things are going to start happening. You start to have some clarity in your emotions. I feel for some of you, this like could be where you're questioning yourself on certain things because of how this person makes you feel or how this person treats you or communicates with you. You could question some things. But I definitely feel things are going to pay off once you decide to speak up for yourself in some way, shape, or form. Let's go ahead and pull 3 more clarifying tarot, and then I'm going to pull the conflict card wanted to come out. Okay. There could be a delay in their response in some way, shape, or form. Like the way that they want to kind of work on something. This isn't the 7 of Swords, so it's not like a super negative energy. But I definitely feel this person could be defensive in some way, shape, or form. But not in a bad way, where it's like, it could create some conflict. But I think that it's like it needed to be heard. And it's like finally things can be worked on. And we could move forward. The overall looks like it'll be very successful, and however it plays out for you, whether this be, I'm going to fully distance myself from this person, or this be, and there's like some new things coming forward, or it's like how this is going to, it's like finally this respect and my emotions will actually be seen, and I will feel very good about myself. Like I can work towards making some changes. Okay. Let's go ahead and just pull 3 messages from them directly from the Heaven deck. Let's see. 3 messages from them. Okay, we have... I'm not surprised to see this because we have designated our disguised soulmate coming forward. And that is like sometimes we have some people on our path where it's like, oh, they make you mad. They ruffle your feathers. They really get under your skin in a couple different ways, okay? Like they really bother you, and no matter what it is, we haven't been able to see eye to eye. Or this person, because this could be, a mix of this where, and again, take it where it resonates, where it's like this person could really get under your skin. Maybe it's like this person can't see eye to eye with you. You wish this person would be a little bit more grown, a little bit more mature, a little bit more understanding in certain ways. Okay, we can perceive them as more of a jerk or somebody that's like, again, it's just like, I just don't understand. And to me, for some of you, this could be a family member. This could be a relationship. This could be a friend, a workplace, okay? But with this disguised soul, this is definitely saying that you are the teacher when it comes into this situation. And that's why I feel like kind of you have been more of the one to be a little bit more empathetic, one to be a little bit more kind, to be used a little bit more as the doormat than maybe this other person. And it's like, okay, it's time for you to stand up for yourself. Because with this coming forward, this is saying that we agreed to kind of teach each other some lessons when it came into the other side. And now we're having that change where it's like, all right, we taught the lesson. when it comes into this situation, now it's time to teach the lesson, okay? There is unconditional love, whether you see it or not. When it comes into the other side, when it comes into the non-physical, you agreed with this person to teach this person's soul a lesson, okay? And now whether the lesson is taught here in the physical, where it's like they understand it, they accept it in the physical, or they accept it in the non-physical when they're passing, I do want to say this person, you're here to teach them something, okay? Because we have this awakening and we have your right. Your emotions are valid. And if you question your emotions, okay, whether this be like, am I being too mean? Am I being too questionable? Am I being too harsh on this person? I don't feel like that's the case. It's like your emotions are right when it's like, this person needs to stop treating me as such, okay? Because I do feel you're a big empath. You're somebody who's big on understanding. You're somebody who is, I feel like it's time for you to speak up for yourself, and you're right on that feeling. So if you question it, that's not true. You're right on your feeling, and it's like time for this person to wake up when it comes into this in some way, shape, or form, okay? Not in a negative way. Like I said, if you feel you're going to blow up on this person, let's take a step back, because again, you're not of that low vibration. Do not allow that negativity to kind of be in your surroundings or in your reality. But I definitely feel like there's a big sense here where it's like, don't be scared to stand in your power, all right? I am sending you all lots of love and light. I hope you enjoyed your message. As always, if you are interested in booking a personal with me, use code Thanksgiving at checkout. This will be the last day to use it, so use it if you are interested. And happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate. Take care.